The spiritual experience on stage or camera is only possible via a truly authentic presenter. Anything other than that, you are slipping into a place of performance or relying on the technical. And when you're performing, you are most likely, like most presenters, falling into a place of you are indicating or becoming a parody of a presenter, becoming a parody of someone on stage sharing their wisdom. We get into our heads of what do we look like? How does this feel? Am I feeling nervous? Do I sound smart? Do the audience like me? And instead of connecting, we have this whole wall up energetically that the audience don't really know who we are. And most important, we don't know who we are. We are covering up, we are trying to have this facade for our audience of what we believe that they want. But the audience don't know what they want. This is our job. What they really desire is to connect, and they want to connect at a level that they haven't connected yet with someone on stage. And this is the spiritual experience. And it's a spiritual experience because for me it sits above the current definition of world class. There is a layer, a place, by large untapped by speakers, because in this place up here, you must know yourself. You must be deeply grounded. You must be deeply grounded and understand who your authentic self is. And the more that you discover your authentic self, the more that you become alive on stage. This is why it's a spiritual experience. You're discovering who you are right there in front of your audience. Moment to moment, beat to beat. Only a third thing here. Moment to moment, beat to beat, step by step. Anyway. The audience want to be moved. They want to be emotionally moved, and this is our job. This is why I always ask and work backwards. What is the experience today that I want to have with my audience? And then how do I get them to feel that way? It is not just about my content. It is the frequency of the words that leave my lips, the potency of the words that leave my lips. When I'm working in the heart brain, my words will match the frequency of my greatness. They will resonate with the audience on a completely different level. This is a spiritual experience. See, when we fall into that 1 + 1 = 2, the technical speaking, when you do this at a high level, meaning you are fantastic, great. You are not just good, you are great. You are excellent at being able to handle the technicalities of presenting on stage, where you stand, what you do with your hands, the NLP, the way you use your voice. All these technicalities make you a world-class presenter when you do these at that world-class level. But above that, there's a level that your audience can connect with you so much deeper, because they get to see who you are. They get to feel who you are. They get to play in the space that you create that is unique to that moment. It's not the same keynote that you give every single time. It's not the same workshop format that you give every single time, because they're seeing you today, in the mood that you're in today, the energy that you're in today. That unique thing that makes you you in any given moment. You don't need to feed them stories to connect, which is a fantastic tool, I know. But when you are there to be seen, you don't need stories to connect, because the audience will see and feel you. For you to have that spiritual experience on stage, which I believe is the Holy Grail, you will be discovering yourself in any given moment on stage in front of your audience live. You will be discovering who you are. The truly authentic presenter, the authentic self, is truly grounded in who they really are. Able to work in moment to moment, their subtleties and nuances being able to be expressed in every given moment. I'm going to add this here today. I truly believe that this 2022 has a very different energy of the last two, not just because we're at the back end of a pandemic, but it feels like more of a feminine energy. Just hear me out for 1 minute. It has a far more feminine energy, meaning that we can be far more delicate with our subtleties and nuances. The space between the words is going to be as potent as the words themselves. Any presenter who is truly grounded in their authentic self is going to be able to hold themselves in that space, and their audience are going to have their own private emotional journey in that space. No need to do anything. They will be connecting to you because you will be your authentic self, deeply grounded in who you truly are. Your audience hearts and minds will be shifted forever. It will be the subtleties, the nuances, the beauty of what you bring on stage. Not the harder approach, not the relying on the technical. We have to trust that there's more, and you'll hear me, I often talk about the heart brain, but when we work in this heart brain, our words match the frequency of our greatness. They just resonate with the audience at a different level. Often it'll be the first time you've ever uttered those words because they've come from this place. You become that conduit for infinite wisdom. It feels as though God is working through you. Again, a spiritual experience. No need to rely on remembering what you wanted to say verbatim. You have your points, you know your subject because you're meant to be an expert. But how you articulate that is going to depend on how you're feeling that day, what your frequency, what your energy is, and your audience are going to appreciate that because that today, in that moment, is you. And you are your greatest gift. That presenter's presence is able to enhance their message beyond what we can do physically, or how we are beyond our speech and our imagination alone. That presence is worth more than our speech and our imagination to connect. I like that.